This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment and educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff so you get the videos I put them out. See what I'm thinking, see I'm analyzing that data, but like I tell every day, the data they release us is false. I'm going to give us a false narrative of the market so we can make bad trading decisions. Listen, I was thinking more in depth about that new rule that the SEC is trying to put in place where derivatives would have voting rights. And the more I think about it, the more ridiculous it sounds. Could you imagine, for example, a stock has a float of 500,000 shares and retail investors own 95% of that float. So 95% of 500,000 is what, 95 to 45, 450, another 5%, another 45. You're talking, say 460, 70,000 of those shares are owned by retail investors. So you got 470,000 shares that retail investors can vote. And now you have these, well, in my opinion, bad actors who will have 20 million shares worth of derivatives, because we know that if every single call option went in the money, they wouldn't know what to do, because there's always more calls. Well, with AMC anyway, there's always more calls than shares that's supposed to exist. But nobody ever does those numbers, because that would require common sense and a calculator, and they don't want to do that. I mean, how dare they sell all these call options when the shares are not available if all these call options go into the money? But that's a separate argument. But here's the thing. I am wondering, and this is just a theory of mine, if this new derivative voting rights nonsense is plan B in case they don't get the reverse split. Okay? Because it just seemed kind of weird to me, the timing of, and this is something that was not put in place, but was recommended years ago. But now, right before Judge Zern is supposed to make a decision on the reverse split, they start coming out, and then they opened up the comment period again. Okay, so and the comment period ends 2 or 3 days before Judge Zern has a hearing on the reverse split. So I'm wondering if this is plan B. If Judge Zern doesn't give them the reverse split so they could rob 90% of our shares for free, will they now then get voting rights with derivatives so that they could dilute the shares of AMC even more? I don't know. But if retail owns 95% of the float, and we have our voting rights because we actually own shares, and then they're going to give people who buy call options, well, let me rephrase that. People who on paper bought call options, because we know the hedgies never use their money with the derivatives. They just buy and sell nakedly, and nobody enforces that. But the point is, how will they, if we're voting 95% of the shares, and then their derivatives, call options for 2 times the float, are they going to give these guys 2 times the float of voting rights? I'm really, really wondering if this derivative voting rights is the plan B, because they know when AMC squeezes, it's going to take down the entire stock market. And when it happens, and I believe it's going to take down the entire stock market, when it happens, there's nobody else to blame but the SEC. Because had the SEC stepped in and did their job and policed the stock market, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in now. I understand the 1% are greedy. I understand they look at us as, as nobodies. So our money means nothing to them. But the SEC is supposed to be, they're supposed to be there. They're supposed to be protecting retail investors. They're supposed to level the playing field. They're supposed to stop the greed of the hedge funds. But they don't do that. So when the market crashes, and this is just my opinion, 100% of the blame is on the SEC for not doing their job. Anyway, please some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think that this new derivatives vote is a plan B in case they don't get the reverse split on AMC? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.